There is a silence inside every soul, a question that hums beneath the noise of modern life. How did the divine move through a human being? How could infinite intelligence express itself through flesh and thought, not as myth, but as mechanism? For centuries we've called these moments miracles, yet perhaps they were never supernatural. Perhaps they were supernatural, expressions of laws too subtle, too coherent for the ordinary mind to perceive. Wayne Dyer said that miracles are not interruptions of nature, but the completion of it. They are nature revealed in its highest order, when consciousness becomes one with intention. Dr. Joe Dispenza brings this understanding into measurable reality, describing the state of heart-brain coherence, where thought and emotion vibrate in perfect unity. In this frequency, the body becomes a living instrument of creation. Imagine a radio. It doesn't create the signal, it simply tunes to what already exists in the field. Jesus did not perform miracles. He tuned himself to the frequency of divine order until separation dissolved. Matter did not obey him, it recognized him. This is not a story about religion. It is an inquiry into the sacred mechanics of consciousness. It is about rediscovering the latent technology within you, the physics of faith, the science of surrender, the frequency of God. There is a hidden architecture behind creation, a living geometry of belief and vibration. When Jesus said, "It is done unto you as you believe," he was describing not morality, but physics, the law of resonance. Every thought carries a frequency, every emotion a magnetic signature. When they harmonize, reality reorganizes around them. Modern neuroscience confirms what mystics always knew. Belief changes the brain. Faith is not blind devotion. It is neuroelectric coherence. When the heart and brain synchronize, they broadcast a measurable electromagnetic field that informs the quantum realm. But belief cannot be forced. The harder you try to believe, the more you vibrate in doubt. The field doesn't answer effort. It mirrors coherence. It responds not to words, but to vibration. Reality behaves like a mirror, not judging, not rewarding, simply reflecting. Every unanswered prayer is feedback, not failure. The universe is always saying, align. Placebo effects, spontaneous healings, these are modern echoes of divine mechanics. The moment belief stabilizes, biology follows. Cells respond to coherence the way water shapes itself to sound. Jesus embodied this principle completely. His inner signal was so unified, so still, that matter had no choice but to follow its order. Faith, then, is not striving. It's remembering, not asking, but tuning into what already exists within the field of creation. There exists a frequency that heals simply by being felt. It does not argue, preach, or demand. It radiates. That frequency is compassion, the vibration of unconditional coherence. When the heart opens in gratitude or love, the electromagnetic field expands dramatically. The brain entrains to that rhythm. Order replaces chaos. This is Christ consciousness, not a title, but a frequency where the divine becomes tangible through the human. Unconditional love is not moral virtue. It is biological alignment. It is the electromagnetic state in which the body and the field agree. Yet many seekers chase emotional highs and call them faith. Excitement flares, but coherence sustains. Jesus often withdrew into silence, not to escape, but to synchronize. Silence is not absence, it is activation. When the mind quiets, the nervous system hears the whisper of the field. Stillness is the bridge between matter and intelligence. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches a method to enter this coherence. Slow the breath, because breath is the link between seen and unseen. Observe emotion without resistance, because awareness dissolves distortion. And then, from stillness, project gratitude, the emotion of completion. Gratitude tells the field, it is done. It transforms prayer from asking into remembering. And the moment the heart broadcasts coherence, the field reconfigures reality. Christ consciousness is not unreachable. It is your natural frequency beneath the static of fear. You do not achieve it, you return to it. When you live in coherence, miracles cease to be rare. They become rhythm. Belief is the code that tells matter how to behave. It is not a wish, it is a waveform. Every repeated focus reshapes neural architecture. Every emotion instructs chemistry. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to sculpt itself according to what you hold in consciousness. Each thought-emotion loop is a signal, electrical, magnetic, measurable. In quantum physics, observation collapses probability. Consciousness doesn't create matter, it selects it. You don't manifest from effort, you align with the version of reality that already contains the event. But the human mind confuses control with creation. It prays from tension, visualizes from fear, affirms from lack. It sends two frequencies at once, desire and doubt, and they cancel each other. Surrender is not giving up. It is the act of coherence, the release of resistance that allows flow to occur. When Jesus spoke of the mustard seed, he wasn't teaching scale, he was teaching stability. A single point of unwavering belief is stronger than oceans of scattered thought. A coherent heart is more powerful than 1,000 anxious minds. Shift your vocabulary. I hope this works, vibrates as uncertainty. I am witnessing its unfolding, vibrates as knowing. Belief is not a thought. It's a state, and when that state stabilizes, the physical world adjusts to match it. Precisely, mathematically, faithfully. The mind may know truth, but only the body can broadcast it. Emotion is the language of the field. Most people pray with their words, but vibrate with fear. The heart says, I'm scared, while the lips say, I trust. The field hears only coherence and responds accordingly. Fear is not sin, it's misalignment. It is the nervous system defending against the unknown. When the amygdala fires, the field collapses into survival. That's why the first step of faith is not belief, it's safety. Jesus calmed storms not by commanding nature, but by becoming peace itself. Stillness was his science. He entered coherence so completely that the external world synchronized with his internal state. Many repeat sacred words but never reach sacred frequency. Faith without embodiment is noise without signal. The transformation begins when you reinterpret emotion. Anxiety becomes energy when you call it awakening. Anger becomes clarity when you call it power. Meaning transforms chemistry. Forgiveness is the great biological reset. The moment you release resentment, the heart's rhythm changes. Instantly measurable, instantly healing. Countless spontaneous remissions begin not with medicine, but with surrender. Miracles don't bend laws, they reveal deeper ones. Fear is simply the absence of felt safety. When love enters awareness, coherence returns, and the body follows. You do not have to force faith. You simply allow love to stabilize your signal until peace becomes the new biology of your being. The divine is not watching from a distance, it's breathing through you. Greg Braden calls it the divine matrix, a living field that connects thought, energy, and matter. Your body is a biological antenna. Every emotion you feel transmits frequency into that field. When thought and emotion unify, the signal becomes clear, and creation responds. Consciousness is holographic. Each cell contains the code of the whole. Change one vibration within, and the pattern ripples through everything. Jesus knew this. When he multiplied matter, he wasn't breaking physics. He was working with it. He remembered that the energy within him was identical to the energy that formed the world. Matter mirrored coherence. When groups meditate in shared gratitude, measurable harmony arises in the environment. Collective resonance amplifies creation. Where two or more are aligned in one frequency, the field magnifies their signal into form. This is the physics behind his words. Where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am. My name was never a word. It was a vibration, the coherence of unity. You are not separate from the field. You are its instrument, its extension, its echo. Every cell in your body already sings the frequency of the infinite. The divine does not intervene, it interpenetrates. Miracles don't come from above, they emerge from within. Jesus was not sent to show what you could never be. He came to remind you of what you already are. He was not the exception. He was the demonstration of human consciousness fully coherent with Source. Wayne Dyer said, "You'll see it when you believe it." It sounds poetic, yet quantum physics agrees. Belief precedes perception. The field follows frequency. Neville Goddard echoed the same truth. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Because when your emotion matches your intention, the universe registers completion. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are coherent with. Miracles are not acts of divine favoritism. They are the natural mechanics of harmony between thought, feeling, and field. So the next time you pray, don't visualize harder, feel deeper. Don't speak to a distant God. Breathe as the field itself. Let gratitude replace striving. Let presence replace effort. The secret behind every miracle is love, not as sentiment, but as structure. Love is coherence. Love is order. It is the frequency that arranges chaos into creation. The divine you seek is not beyond the stars. It moves through your bloodstream. Every heartbeat is evidence. Every breath, a reminder. You were never broken. You were being prepared. You are not waiting for the miracle. You are the miracle remembering itself. You are the signal. You are the field. You are the frequency of the divine. And when you live from that knowing, the physics of the sacred begins to move through you, just as it once moved through him.